Our dear listeners of iRadio 98.6 FM and our dear viewers of ITV, welcome. My name is Moyo Jacob Felix, and I'm here now at Bullock A2 Primary School. This is a center of the national examinations, and it is hosting three examinations. It is hosting three schools within one center here. We are having Wisdom High School. You know, they are all in different uniforms now. We have Wisdom High School here. We have Future Secondary School, and we also have Hope Secondary School. All of them combined into one sector here, one center here today. So I am here to speak to a number of students. These students actually come from the protection of civilian sites, or the POCs, and our intention is to hear out from them how they have actually struggled from day one until today that they are undertaking the final examinations in a secondary school. So they will be able to determine their future right after here. So the national examinations for the South Sudan Certificate of Secondary Education started yesterday, and today is actually the second day. The students will finish up on Friday 29th of the month of April 2022. So now I have a student here who hails also from the POC, and is one among those who is undertaking these final examinations of the secondary South Sudan Certificate of Secondary Education. So he's here and he will be able to tell us his names. May you actually tell us brief about yourself?
Yes, I'm called Todd Chere, a student of Wisdom High School from POC.
Thank you very much. So, how do you feel as you undertake these final examinations? You started yesterday. What is your feeling?
Yeah, I feel good because it's my final days in high school. Yeah.
So, how have you been able to struggle from day one until today that you are finally sitting for these national examinations that will determine actually whether you now leave the secondary school or not? So, how have you been able to struggle for all this?
Yeah, it has just been like self-reliance because I rely on myself. I read every day and night, majorly like on the subjects which are very tough, especially like mathematics and physics. But they have made it bad today for us, putting like two subjects at a go, physics and Greek at the same day, which will be like very complicated for us. Yeah.
Are you saying that the timetable is very complicated for you guys?
It's very complicated. It's very seriously complicated.
But you did mention like you have so far struggled already, meaning you are well prepared for these examinations.
Yeah, prepared for it, but the day are very limited. They will have like put a Greek in a different day. This is my majorly complaint about examinations.
So now, are you trying to tell us that you are not going to perform well in these two subjects that are actually matched together in one day?
Not that all, but I will. But not that all well. I will not pass it like with the rest of the subject.
Okay, back there in the protection of the civilian side, so the POC. So, what can you tell us about the education system down there?
Yes, the teachers are doing their best in teaching us, but we have some few challenges, especially when you come to living in POC. There's first of all is financial problem. Not all of us, but some few. We're facing financial problem. Yeah.
So, looking at the environment there, do you look at it like conducive for learning, conducive for studies?
Yes, because it's not for human beings to live. You live in a good, like you live in a protected side of civilian. Because human beings are living it, you will live in the way the people are living. But as a student, it would be like majorly two things facing you. Especially like when it comes to reading, going to school regularly. But the problem is, in the schools there are no libraries.
Okay, at the protection of the civilian sides there, how do you look at the infrastructures of the school? The class is conducive for you guys to study from. The infrastructure is actually like this to accommodate you guys for studies.
It is not well built, but we are studying there. It's contracted like in a good manner. Classes are all divided into different sites. Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned that there were some challenges you are so far experiencing in terms of finance and others. How are you managing to pay for your school there in the POC?
I myself, my parents, I depend on my parents. But majorly when they don't have, I will have to wait.
So you mean to say your parents are the ones supporting you?
Yeah.
Where are your parents? You stay with them in the POC or they're out?
Yeah, within the POC.
They're within the POC.
Yeah,
Where do you think they're generating the money from? Are they working?
I will not answer that question.
All right. So, what is your dream now that you are doing your final examinations today, and you know you have actually been in a very difficult situation. You know, being in a POC is actually a life that's not compared to a student who is living or who is studying out of the POC. You understand?
Yes.
So, what is your ambition now that you are finishing Friday next week? So, what's going to be your next step?
Yeah, my next step is just looking forward to like when my results will be out. That will determine my future.
So after that, what do you want to study after?
I want to be a software engineer.
Okay, that's a very good ambition. Besides the issues to do with the financial challenges, are there other challenges you face there at the POC?
Yeah, they're there, but not much.
What are those challenges?
I myself, yeah, as I said, like the POC, there are a lot. I will not mention like most of them.
All right. So what can you tell your fellow colleagues who actually come together from the POC? Now that you're sitting together with them these final examinations, so what do you tell them, you know, so they can begin to struggle for the next academic challenge?
Let them just cooperate themselves and let them read hard for the final exams. That's what I would say.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for talking to the ITV.
Thank you.
Well, our dear viewers of ITV, our dear listeners of iRadio, I want to welcome you once again. And we are still talking to students who particularly hail from the protection of the civilian sites or the POCs here in Juba. And they are sharing with us their experiences about their academic struggle. And that they are undertaking today the final examinations of the South Sudan Certificate of Secondary Education that started yesterday and coming to an end Friday next week, 29th of the month of April 2022. Now we have a student, a female student for that matter, in front of us, and let us try to hear more from her in regards to her experience in this journey of academics. Can you kindly tell us more about yourself?
All right, my name is called Nyagwa Pidortong. I'm in POC. I'm in Wisdom High School.
How old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
Okay. And so today you are actually doing the final examinations, and you know this is the second day. So how do you basically feel?
Yeah, I feel good because I'm sitting for my final examination, which is the best, and I'm going to campus live. So I will encourage all my girls to be like me. So I'm so happy to sit today.
So you are sure you're going to perform excellent?
I'm sure I'm going to perform well.
So from the previous papers you have so far done, how do you perceive? Are they okay? Are they manageable or they are hard?
Yeah, they are manageable, but not yet much. So I will see from my marks. According to me, I'm going well somehow, not that all.
Good, that's good to hear. So it's understood that you are coming from the POC. And can you tell us your experience there as a student? Tell us your academic struggle and experiences at the protection of the civilian sites.
Yeah, as we are there, the challenges that we are facing, there's no power, there's no library. Those things are very hard in that place of ours in POC. So we are just trying because there's nowhere to go. That's our place. Our teachers are trying their best. They are teaching us very well. So I thank our teachers so much. There's nowhere to go. So they are just doing their best for us to pass.
All right. What about looking at the general situation of the environment of the place, of the POC? Do you think it is conducive for you people to study?
The place is not that well good, but there's nowhere to go, as we are saying. Nowhere to go. We are just facing the place, excuse me. I'm like, the place is not that all well, but there's nowhere to go. So that's where we are going to do. Maybe a time will come and we will change that place. So nowhere to go.
Well, has it been easy for you to overcome the situation you have there at hand? Has it been easy for you to overcome the situation you're just telling us now?
Yeah, we are now okay as we are here. We're just working hard and studying to change that place of ours. And then...
in terms of the challenges you mentioned, lack of the libraries, among other challenges you actually mentioned here, how do you think these challenges can actually be addressed so that those who are coming after you will be able to have these privileges so they can be able to perform and excel like other students from other schools?
Okay, so as I said, that thing, there's no... Okay, we could just need those people, those big leaders who have power to help us with the library things and reading things, a lot of things in that school. Then where those POC people will study very well.
So now after here, when you finish your examinations, so what are you going to do next?
As I'm going to finish my examination, I'm going to the next level, which is university.
And what do you wish to study in the university?
I'm going to study science, applied science.
Okay, you want to do applied science?
Yeah.
That's good of you. Why did you decide to choose that?
Because I don't like the way the environment is, so I wanted to change a lot of things, like that side of ours. The environment is not that all good.
So you are working very hard to ensure that you put certain things in order.
Yeah.
So that's good of you. So what can you tell your fellow students who are also doing this examination? They have gone through a lot of struggle like you. So what do you tell them so they can be courageous enough?
I will not tell them anything because we are now in the same level. I will just tell them, let them keep on and succeed. We are going to do it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for talking to ITV.
You're welcome.
Good. Well, our dear viewers of ITV and our dear listeners of iRadio 98.6 FM in Juba, and of course, I'm still Moyo Jacob Felix, and I'm here at Bullock A2 Primary School, one of the centers that is hosting the South Sudan Certificate of Secondary Education Examinations for the year 2021 to 2022. So I've come here particularly to speak to a number of students, particularly those who hail from the protection of the civilian side, and getting to know their experiences in terms of this academic struggle. And here I am catching up with one of the students, one of the candidates for that matter, who is also among those doing this final examination today. My dear, can you tell us your name, please?
My name is Nemal Pal Kunkek.
So which one is your school?
Future Secondary School.
Okay. Today is actually the second day for the South Sudan Certificate of Secondary Education Examinations. So what can you say about this? Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Can you express for us your opinion about these examinations? How happy you are that you are doing the final examinations now?
Yeah, I'm so happy because I've been studying for 1 year and a half, almost to 2 years. And I'm so excited to finish and get rid of this class. Yeah.
So this one you're telling us to get rid of this class. Has the class been bad to you? Or what was actually the issue that you are trying to get rid of this class now?
Yeah, according to us with the science students from Future, we are facing some challenges because we are from POC. Yeah, the education system, we are lacking some properties at school, and it was hard for us. So we are very happy.
Okay, so can you tell us how have you been able to make yourself prepared for these final examinations? Has it been very easy as such?
No, it was not easy.
What was the issue? Why was it so hard for you to prepare for these final examinations?
Yeah, we were trying hard, like at school, talking about school, not so? Yeah, at school we are trying our best since the opening of the school, like, but the issue is that, like, for us we study in noontime, we come back in the noontime. And for the topics to be covered, it's too hard for the teachers. And that one was too hard for us also to capture all the subjects, to master all the topics. Like we are just revising aside, you make groups, you form groups, and you discuss like that. After classes, then you go for like lecture and
Okay, so in that case, you have been making actually, shifts. Other people, other students come in the morning, others come in the afternoon. Is that what you mean?
yeah.
Okay. Are you saying you have not been able to manage to cover all you were supposed to cover at the course of this?
No, we are managing, but it's that we wanted, like me, I love boarding school because I was from boarding, but when I was from Uganda, but when lockdown came, I came to my country to sit for the final certificate of senior 4. Yeah.
Okay, so you have so far studied in the POC, right?
Yes.
So how do you actually relate the environment there for studies? You know, as a student, good enough, you come from the boarding school, right?
Yeah.
And you know the experience in the boarding school. So now you have come and you found yourself in the POC. So how do you actually, what can you tell us about the environment for studies in the protection of the civilian sites there?
Oh, first pardon.
Yeah, how do you actually, what can you tell us about your experience in terms of schooling or the academics at the protection of the civilian sites there?
Yeah, it's fine. They are protecting us. We are safe there, but only that the environment is not that favoring because it is too hot. Like when you're in the class, reaching 11, it will be hot, whereby you will not understand even the subject that is being taught. Like you will not understand because the weather will be hot and the environment is too dirty.
But you've been managing like that, right?
Yeah, we have been managing because that is how life is.
So beside that, are there some challenges you have so far experienced in the site while undergoing this academic struggle, while you have been preparing for this 1 year and a half you just told us? Are there some challenges apart from this you mentioned?
No, they are not that.
So looking at the situation of the school in the protection of the civilian side there, and a school like this today in an open place, do you think like there are some differences?
No, there are not differences.
So looking at the infrastructures of the school, are they well off for you people to study?
Within the POC? No, it is not that favoring because it's just like, how can I say it? I don't know how to describe it, but it is so, it's not that fenced with the bricks. It is not built like that. It's not built well. Just maybe the iron sheets and the rest of the room, it is open. The classes are just open.
So when it rains, it becomes a problem?
When it rains, like student will just leave studying, will not write because the rain will come all both sides of the room.
So the students will have to
Yeah,
depart?
they will depart and go back home.
So do you think that has been a challenge as well to you guys?
Yeah, it was a challenge.
Okay. So now that you are sitting for the final examinations, and today is the second day, after finishing, what do you wish to become?
I want to become a doctor. Yeah.
Are you trying to tell us that you're actually studying science here now?
Yeah, I'm studying science.
Okay. And now that you're also finishing, what can you tell? You know, you have so far struggled, just like your other colleagues, you have struggled in the POC. So what can you actually tell them what can you also tell those who are still there? You are the senior 3 students and the senior 4s for this year and other students, so they can continue to persevere with these challenges that are there until they reach the final day that you are just arriving to this time around.
Oh, but I would like the government to, if possible, they should help that side, or the UN. I think so. They should build there, and it should be comfortable for the students and the whole school. Yeah.
And what message of encouragement will you also pass to your colleagues?
My colleagues in
school?
In school, I don't have much to say. But I will just encourage them to move on with the studies and you work hard. If there is no teacher, you can do your own things like forming groups and whatever, so that you be serious and you pass.
Are you very much optimistic you are going to pass?
Yeah.
All right. I'm still at Bullock A Basic School, and we have so far spoken to a number of students who hail from the protection of the civilian sides, and they are part of the ongoing South Sudan Certificate of Secondary Education Examinations 2021 to 2022. Now, I have also managed to catch up with one of the teachers who also come from the area, and he's here with me. He will be able to share with us much more about himself. Welcome, sir. Maybe you share with us more about yourself.
Thank you very much. I'm by name Peter Lankong. I came from COC. I'm chief invigilator on that side.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So where do you teach?
I'm teaching in Wisdom High School.
Okay. What
POC.
subjects do you teach particularly, and which classes?
Yeah. From Senior 1 to Senior 4, I'm teaching commerce. And in Senior 4, I'm teaching history. Yeah.
You teach a lot of classes like that. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm helping. Not tedious.
I'm helping.
But how do you see the situation of the work? Is it tedious or it's light, according to your own capacity as a teacher?
Yes, as a teacher, so it is very difficult to us there because sometimes we are facing a lot of challenges. We don't have support. We are supporting ourselves. We are helping our students voluntarily as a nation worldwide.
Okay, can you tell us about the situation of the school there at the POC? How is generally the situation of the school?
Yeah, the situation in POC actually, it is look very compatible, but we have some challenges that we are facing. Those challenges, they are facing us as a teacher, and also they are facing the learners also. Some of these factors, we don't have a good place how to teach, how to as a school center, as a school a school building. So we are facing those challenges as well as possible as we are IDP there in POC. That's a lot of challenge that we are facing. We don't have good place, no comfortable for teaching them. We are just arranging some small place as a school. We don't have any organization supporting us for building those schools. So we are asking the government if it is possible to come and assist us with some.
Yeah, Peter, do you think the challenges you have so far mentioned, they contribute to the poor performance of the school or the students, like in an examination that they are undertaking now? Do you think challenges that you have mentioned, they contribute to poor performance later?
Exactly, they are contributing to.
Like how?
Yeah, because when you see those challenges which I mentioned before, they will affect the women actually. If the woman actually is the one, okay, I mean the learners of like female, I mean.
Yeah, the female.
They are in POC. They don't have good place to do. They are defending by themselves. Most of them, majority of them, they defend of themselves. They don't have support. But the boy sometimes, the boy will go and look for the casual work to do for themselves for survival. But the women, sometimes there's a lot of the women who are actually living without husband. And even there's a kid who are living there in POC as a support of UN. So that's why those challenges, they are facing those child because of that. They will affect also to leave the school as well as possible, if no support.
Okay. Do the students pay there in school at the POC site?
Actually, the students are requested at least to pay so for motivation of the teachers.
Okay.
Yeah.
How expensive is it for students?
How you mean?
How expensive is your
Just only for a month is 3,500.
for
Only
a
1
term
month.
or for a year?
Huh?
Per term or per year?
For 2 months actually,
For 2 months.
including
After 2 months, they
exam.
pay another one.
Yes.
After 2 months, they pay another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't you think it is expensive for them paying 3,000 every 2 months like that? Don't you think it's also expensive for them? And you know they are not working, and a number of their parents are also not working there in the POC. You know, as an IDP, you do not have a proper working place, right?
Mm.
So you only depend on the external support if it is there, right? You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So in that case, don't you think paying this 3,000 every after 2 months is also expensive for some students? Some students may be missing out on lessons.
Yeah, actually, they are expensive for them, but they are not expensive because as a teacher,
Yes.
we go to class giving a lesson. Also, it needs some motivation. So if there's no contribution like this, now we are requesting them to just only to contribute. It is not like a school fees.
Are you saying
As you know,
that
the school fees.
the government is not including you people, the teachers in the POCs, in the payrolls?
Yeah, the government actually is not including us, but we are seeing the support from the government when there's a national exam like this. Is providing for us a car to bring the child from center to where they live. There's a support. That one is done by the government of the Republic of South Sudan. Yeah, that's what we see from the government. We appreciate that point. But for us a teacher, we are living like this. We don't have any support. But
Okay.
for the case of 3,500 that you said, sometimes a child or a learner may not pay, and we are allowing them to go. That we are favoring. We are putting the special favoring, but we don't tell them that you may be chased away. We may be telling her or him that if you are not going to pay this amount, you will be chased away.
But you don't chase.
But we don't chase. Like now, a lot of the students, they come for examination, and we don't tell them that you pay the money. Even they are not paying us.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you work hard to prepare the students you brought here for examinations from day one until today? Today is the second day for the national examinations. How have you managed to prepare these students for this so long?
Thank you very much for this question. We are arranging according to the school. Like now in Wisdom High School in my center, I'm arranging my children, my students. At this time, we will go to this station. We are going to be picked by the school bus that will take us to the center. Even the rest also do. That's how we are organizing ourselves. So
I
we
mean,
will,
in terms of preparing them from the start of their class, giving them lessons and all this.
yes,
How have you managed to do all this?
we are managing. We are committed. Yeah, only commitment.
Are you teachers enough there?
Yeah, we are enough. Sometimes some are committed to give. But some,
But how can you be telling me you're actually enough when you're also the same person telling me that you are teaching from senior 1 to senior 4?
yeah, sometimes, you know, I may be from the beginning of the school last year,
Yeah?
I was teaching from senior 1. But when we got teacher, actually my school was new at that time. When I was teaching from senior 1, I got a new student, I got a new teacher, staff who can teach from senior 4, and I allow him to go and teach there. I remain for this senior 1 to teach the child.
Okay. With the challenges that you have so far mentioned, how do you look at the future of the performance of your students in these examinations that they are undertaking? Are you sure they will be able to compete among the top 10 schools in the country?
Of course, they will. Because the information that we are giving to them, the same information that was acquired by those students of South Sudanese all in general. If they fail to compete on top 10, It is their own will. It is not that, it does not mean that we are not giving them enough information. The same information that were given to all South Sudanese, the same information that we are giving to them.
Okay, very good now. So, with all these challenges that you have so far mentioned, how do you expect them to be addressed?
As a teacher?
Yes,
You mean
the challenges you have so far mentioned, the lack of the motivation, issues to do with infrastructure. How do you expect these challenges to be addressed by those in authority?
Yeah, we are requesting the government of the Republic of South Sudan for its own part, what it's supposed to do for us as a contribution of the government of the nation. And also we are requesting the community in general also to support us in terms of infrastructure, those who are working in our organization and whatever. So we need all of them, the community of the Republic of South Sudan, also to contribute to us because we are IDP. We are still in IDP camp. That's why we are requesting this to all community of South Sudan in general, also to stand with us, as they stand with all South Sudanese, like they stand with the 10 states of South Sudan, plus 3 administrative areas. We need, as IDP, we are requesting from our government to help us, at least to do so, at least to stand with us, even to do its own part. I know we have a lot of challenges, but it must take a part to support us also as South Sudanese.
All right, so now what do you tell the students as your words of encouragement so they can be able to put up enough courage in their minds and hearts so they can be able to excel among the best performing students countrywide in these national examinations?
Thank you. We are briefing them, the students, in the beginning of exam to start prepare for exam well. You must read at night from this time to this time. You have to take break from this time to this time. And if the exam is like this, you must do like this. If the examiners ask you this question, you must answer it like this. Feel comfortable. First of all, if the exam is given to you, when you reach your examination room, you begin to write your name and index number. All this, read the question carefully before answering. And then after that, you do your part, whatever you know, whatever is easy, start with it. This is how the technique that we give it to the child, and we advise them to read more in order to be competed in top 10.
All right, thank you very much, Peter. Peter is one of the teachers at one of the schools in the POC, that is Wisdom Secondary School.
High School.
Wisdom High School. And our dear viewers, thank you very much for your time that you have dedicated to us, and you have learned, or you have heard enough from the students and the teachers as well on the challenges that the students or the schools, particularly in the POC sites, are actually experiencing. And I want to thank you very much for your time. I've been Moyo Cheko Felix with you. And behind the mic as well, I don't want to forget my colleague Moses, who has actually been very much keen at capturing this video. Thank you very much.